Hey guys, guess what time it is? It's May, so it's time to give you a little tour of all my orchids and, show you what's changed. And I've changed a lot in the last few days, so I'm really excited to show you. First, let's show my bottom shelf. We got potting needed here. How exciting. I've got my Dendrobium nobile. I think I just don't give a crap about Dendrobium nobiles, so I don't want to grow them well, and this poor thing is being a bit neglected, but also it got some rotting issue here. I don't know what this is all about, and this keiki hasn't put roots down yet, so I can't take it off and plant it, so we'll just see. Additionally, there was a new node somewhere around here, but it looks like someone ate it off, but I haven't found any evidence of snails. We'll see if that happens to this guy, but I don't have any evidence of pests other than sometimes it looks like stuff gets bitten off. Next we've got, whoa, it's crowded in here. Dendrobium kingianum. It already bloomed and dropped its flower again. And the things that I thought were new flower spikes are actually keikis. Can you see that? Little baby orchids. There's the other one over here. That's not a flower spike. Not at all. And of course we got two new growths coming. Boom, boom. There should be another one, but I don't know where it went, so we'll see. We'll see what's up with that. The Encyclia cochleata is not doing anything. It's just kind of sitting in its pot and not dying and not thriving. This Christmas cactus, whose leaves I liberated, it has a new growth coming up here and another one coming up here, so it's starting to develop into a legit plant, which is exciting. This Pinguicula, or what's the real name? Pinguicula is the real name. This is called Butterwort. Has been doing a good job of catching all these stupid fungus gnats, so I'm proud of it. I'm happy. My Ivanagar apple blossom has dropped all its flowers because I repotted it while it was in bloom and it didn't respond very well, but it did keep this one. And the two buds that were like a millimeter when I got this in mid-April are now almost blooming size. Maybe next week they'll be open, so that's exciting. Also, it's got this new little baby growth coming in right here, which I love to see. And then we've got our, this is the Brassicatlia benosa cross Brassivola Little Stars. I think Little Stars is a variety of nodosa, I'm not sure. This one has developed a nighttime fragrance after 4 or 5 days of having it. And the nighttime fragrance smells like clean baby diapers mixed with like really soft, lovely cologne. And I mean clean baby diapers in the best way. If you've ever been in a nursery, like you know the smell, but it sounds weird, but it's nice. Anyway, here's my Bulbophyllum fascinator. I have mounted this. Now, my concern with mounting this in this way is that I covered up the rhizome, and I don't know if Bulbophyllums want to sit on top of moss or if they don't mind having moss on top of their roots. We'll see what happens, and if this starts to get thick, I'll just change things up. Same with this Bulbophyllum. This is the No ID that I got from Seattle Orchid. Here's how big the leaves are, about the size of my finger. Again, I kind of covered up the rhizome here, but I tried to mount it in this kind of nice wandering pattern, meandering. I really like it, so yeah. Next we've got Sideria japonica. The flowers started to fade. I think it was in bloom for about 1 month, and now it's done, so I've given up on that and cut the flower spike. We've got Psychopsis. I just did an update. They're fine, but I did take this one Psychopsis and I kind of mounted it on an extra piece of cork bark that I had. So it's sitting on here, and we're just gonna see what happens because this moss is gonna dry out nicely between. Next we've got my Neophonetia falcata takakuma. Its root has grown in like the week that I've had it. Let's focus. Yes. And I got this very cute little cup to put it in, and the moss is high up enough on here that this shitty tiny drainage hole I made shouldn't matter. The moss dries out nicely, so I think the plant is going to be happy. Next, we've got my Sophilela cattleya Hawaiian Lightning Cross Sophilela cattleya Sugar Bear. And this one has these 2 new growths coming. This one's got kind of a weird growth pattern, but the roots are just coming out. I'm real pleased about it. Look, got roots, roots, roots. So this guy is going to settle into this pot and become a happy little camper. I think it likes where it's sitting. Let's not break everybody. We got Miltoniopsis back here, not doing anything. The mounted Dendrobium unicum that I've got has got some nice buds forming. I'd say in another 2 weeks these will be open. It's looking great, and also it put out these new growths. See, 1, 2 little new growths, so that's exciting. Then we've got this gorgeous Dendrobium unicum. As an aside, these dendrobiums are part of the Callista cultivar rather than something like Nobly or I forget the name. It starts with an L. It's Spectably dendrobiums are in it, but it's not that kind. Latoria. It's Callista apparently, and I haven't found much info on that, but the flowers are gorgeous. There's no fragrance, and I think I'll do maybe like an ID video about it later, but it's just coming along great. One of the flowers opened up as a little mutant, and it looks like a tiny little daisy, like it just didn't develop a lip or anything, which is kind of funny. But this is like super photogenic. I love this. This was a really, really good decision to get this plant. They just burst with flowers. It's dropping its leaves right now, and the canes are getting wrinkly, even though I've made sure to keep it watered. So either 1, I killed all of the roots, or 2, it's getting enough water, it just has a growth habit like this, and like it said on Andy's Orchids, looks dead, but probably isn't. Now let's take these guys down from up here. Okay, so this guy, he's got a new baby coming here. This is my Odontocidium wildcat, also known as a Colmonara wildcat. This pseudobulb has been taking off. We've got a new baby here. But if we pull the moss out, we can see something exciting. So look at the little skinny root here. That's the old root size. And these fat roots here, this is how big the new roots have been coming in. And I don't know if this is related to the seaweed I've been giving them or the Super Thrive or what, but the old roots are skinny. You see all these old roots are skinny, and these new ones are just thick and fat. Very exciting. And the roots are kind of been traveling down the pot and filling it up. So, good news. This Miltoniopsis is probably one of my favorite orchids in my collection. This flower is still in bloom. It's just blooming and blooming and blooming. I got this on Valentine's Day because my boyfriend got me an 1-year anniversary present, so that's also why this is my favorite. Smells wonderful, like roses, and mid-February until March. That means it's been until May. So February, March, April, 2.5 months this plant has been in bloom with different flowers. Also, I counted the new growths last night, and it's got 7. It's got like 1, 2, and then I look and like another one just pops out from between the leaves. 3, 4, 5. There's 7 here though. It's hard to count them all because there's so many. This plant is fan-fucking-tastic. If you find a Miltoniopsis like this one, get it. It's the best. And it's doing really, really, really well. All right, next we've got No ID Brassia. It's new growths. The leaves have begun to get really long and bend over. I don't know if the leaves are gonna like widen themselves as they grow so they look like this one, but they are getting longer and longer. Most of the leaves have started to do that nice bending over, but we'll see how these new growths go. And they're putting down new roots in the pot too, but I can't see them right off the bat. Okay, now I'm going to show you the really exciting thing that I've done that I'm really proud of. Okay, get ready? Check this out. This is my new hanging orchid station. I am in love with this. Like, this is super, super exciting. Here, let me get closer to my plants. Okay, so this, I have mounted a bunch of plants that were kind of sick, and I've just hung up the Dendrobium phalaenopsis because they were just so big. I mean, look at this compared to my hand. Imagine how big the plant is. It's like 1 meter tall. So yeah, I've hung everything up and I'm really happy. I found a home for the Brassavola digbyana. It's hanging out right here near my Brassavola nodosa, and it's doing well. I have started a terrarium finally with my polka dot plant. So I just let these ones that I bought from the store sit over here, get colorful, and then I pluck off part of the plant and I stick it down in the soil and I propagate it. But you need to have moist soil to do this. God damn it, why do I live such a noisy place? Can you hear that? We're just gonna ignore it, okay? But yeah, this is my hypoestus and I'm in love. Speaking of in love, my Brassavola nodosa is having so many new growths. It's got 4 new growths. You can see 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one's getting about half the size of the mature growths. It's getting nice speckles in my window. I just have it shaded by this thin plastic, so it gets like 4,000 foot candles of light. I think I might have to correct that, but we'll see. So it's doing just dandy. Now my Dendrobium phalaenopsis, almost in full bloom, and you can watch these go from being upside down, and as they get closer and closer to blooming, they start flipping over the correct way. It's really a cool process to see. So here I've mounted my Nellie Eiler. Now I know Danny advised against this because they have high moisture needs, but this one I had to pot in pure sphagnum because the leaves were so wrinkled. And now that it's been in pure sphagnum for a while, these accordion leaves are growing out straight again. So it's in a good environment, but I didn't want to rot the roots off, so I decided I would give mounting a go. This growth as well, it's starting to grow out straight after having accordion leaves, so we'll see. But here's this mount. And next I mounted my Oncidium Heaven Sent Redolence. This one I think I killed all the roots on. Like, I do really badly with fine-rooted orchids, apparently. I kill all their roots. Or maybe they're just potted wrong and it's not my fault. I don't know. But I mounted this as well. And we're just going to see. It's got this new growth coming up, but other than that, nothing too exciting. This orchid is my Oncidium, some kind of twinkle looking thing that smells really good. It's got 1 and 2 new growths, maybe a third, but this one has been doing really badly. And if you saw my last video, like, I found that it had 0 living roots. So what I've done is I attached it to this mount and I made sure it's like very stable. It's hard to even wiggle this plant. And hopefully if I just give it, you know, nice light every day, and if I give it enough moisture in the moss, it's just going to grow roots for me and get better. We'll see. But also, if you'll notice, the plants that like more light I have closer to the window, and the plants that like less light I have away from the window, and also the light is going to hit them at an angle so it won't be as strong. So see, these leaves are coming in kind of sideways and slanted from the sun. So they should get less light, but still bright light. It shouldn't burn them. Next we have my wonderful little Dendrobium antinatum. This one I'm super excited to see bloom, but here's how the flower spike has progressed. It grew a ton, like every day. It was doing really well. This growth here has been growing a lot. I think it grew like these 2 new leaves since I've gotten it about a month ago. And it's got this new growth coming up here, so hopefully this one's just going to take off for me. It likes bright kind of indirect sun, but I don't get super bright sun here, so hopefully it'll be happy in this window. This other Dendrobium phalaenopsis, she's in full bloom, looking just beautiful. I really love these flowers. And these Dendrobium phalaenopsis are very, very slightly fragrant. So that's nice. This one smells just kind of like a flower, and the purple one smells a bit sweet. Let's look at my Dracula Lotax. So it dropped 3 out of like 6 leaves that it has. I'm kind of worried about it, but I'm just going to keep trying to grow it and see what happens. It's probably just going to pretend to be grass forever. I don't know. We've got my Paphiapetalum named after Louisa. This, it just lost its flower like last week, so it was in bloom a long time. Its new growths are doing well and getting big, so that's good. This is my Odontonia Papageno Mi Amor. It had no roots. I've got it anchored so it's firm, and hopefully if I just leave it alone, that one's going to grow roots. Here's my Paphiapetalum Maudier hybrid. It's just the green one. And it has 2 new fans coming up, and this one has been growing a lot too. It's nice and shiny. It's getting close to the size of the other fans, so maybe in the next 4 months it'll bloom. I hope. Here's my other Nellie Eiler orchid. It seems to be okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep growing it. That's basically what I'm saying about every single thing. Sorry guys. My little Phalaenopsis hybrid is really cute. It dropped 2 flowers, but it hasn't dropped any more than that. So I think this one's gonna go soon because it's kind of yellower than the rest, but it's doing great. My other phals are not really doing very much. They're just sitting there. This one has that new root and another new root, but nothing else exciting. This Miltoniopsis still has 1 flower left. My rescue Oncidium, I decided it's safe enough to put it with my other orchids now. It looks like it has some new roots coming. That's good. And finally, this Paphnivium hybrid seems to be doing okay. Honestly, I wouldn't be really extremely upset if this one died under my care because I got to have the flower for a really long time. It wasn't super expensive, but I don't know if it's going to thrive in my environment. It just dropped 1 leaf from the bottom here, and this one's starting to very slightly yellow, so we'll see. But I do love this very adorable little flower. It's so sweet, it's so nice, and the slipper part of it is just gorgeous. So after all this, that is my May orchid update. It was kind of a mouthful, kind of a lot to take in, but this is like my favorite thing I've ever done, and I'm really starting to like mounted orchids. So yeah, if you want to hang orchids up, this hanger thing I got, this hanging stand was $10 at IKEA, and I got some wire and some wire clippers, and I made shit work. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much if you watched this. I know it's like 19 minutes long, and I've been talking your ear off. So I'm gonna let you go. Go enjoy the sunshine. It's springtime for us in the Northern Hemisphere. So yeah, have a great day, guys. Bye.